district leader in the 64th Assembly District.
My son Bill, who
I want to thank everyone for coming. This is our 10th annual dinner. We've actually done very, very successful. We've put a successful event together. This is one of our best ever. We also have our souvenir journals on the table. It's actually our biggest journal ever. So, I urge everyone for the businesses, please sponsor the businesses and patronize them. We have 3 fantastic honorees, and a number of us are going to be presenting awards to them, but all 3 of them are good friends of mine. Donna Mae DiPaolo, Deborah Poulis, and then a good friend of the club, longtime club member, longtime treasurer, my treasurer too, John Brennan. The Democrat of the Year couldn't go to a better person.
Okay, this year we're honoring Donna Mae DiPaolo. Anyone has any history about Donna? She's very giving. She never says no to anyone. And I ran into Donna many years ago. She was being honored as Woman of the Year by the then Brooklyn District Attorney Charles Hines. And at that time, that was the beginning of our drug epidemic in Bay Ridge and Staten Island and Dyker. And we started having young adults OD. And I reached out to Donna to help me with these young adults and the heroin epidemic. She never asked twice. She came out, she went to schools, she spoke to young adults in regards to the dangers of the drugs. And she went as far as putting a drug rehab center in Bay Ridge. Very, very quietly, so the community wouldn't go up in arms against her. And she's moving forward. She's going to be opening up a drug detox center in Sunset Park and a recovery center, if I'm not mistaken, out in Staten Island. And she helped me become a case actee. In order to make the difference, you need to put your boots on the ground and get out there. And this is what Donna has been doing.
Thank you so much for this award. It humbles me to be recognized for my life's work. Being a resident of Brooklyn and a Democrat for over 50 years, it's an honor and a privilege. I could not be here tonight to accept this award. I was recently diagnosed with cancer, so this award is a much-needed surprise. It would be amiss if I didn't talk about the concern of opiate addiction in our Brooklyn borough, especially Bay Ridge, Dyker Heights, and Bensonhurst. Our youth are dying unnecessarily. More people are dying of overdoses than car accidents. We need your help to continue to fight addiction. Our clinic treats so many people, and so many people are underinsured or not insured at all. We do not turn anyone away, which takes funding. Please talk to your leaders to express our concern. Getting this award gives me a forum to let you know that we at the Resource Counseling Center are always here for any substance abuse or alcohol needs. If you need someone to talk to, refer, or just plain advice, we are open to all. Addiction affects everyone. I say again, thank you so much, and Kevin Peter Carroll, words cannot express my love for you. Thank you.
We'll be presenting the Labor Leader of the Year Award here at the Brooklyn Democrats for Change. The UFT Borough Representative for Brooklyn, Deborah Poulis. As the first person in my family to go entirely public schools, throughout my childhood education, giving it to a UFT leader is an added. It's a huge bonus for me and my family, coming from the labor movement that we come from, specifically in the education field. I feel a special connection with the UFT. So just a little bit about Deborah. She has overseen the Brooklyn office of the United Federation of Teachers since July 2014. In that capacity, she oversees the operation of the UFT's largest borough office, where she is responsible for servicing approximately 30,000 union members in Brooklyn. We're such a large borough, that's a huge responsibility. She across 12 school districts. In 1998, she was actually elected the UFT chapter leader at her school. She became quickly involved in the different union activities as a chapter leader, attending the monthly delegate meetings, the assembly meetings, all those other things. And actually in 2006, Deborah was hired to work full-time as a UFT special representative at the Brooklyn office. She is an elected delegate to the New York United Teachers, AFT, and the NEA conventions, and she's a member of the UFT's executive board. Deborah Poulos, Brooklyn Democrats for Change, gratefully acknowledges Deborah Poulos as Labor Leader of the Year for your generous commitment of time, support, and inspiration to our community.
Kevin mentioned that I'm in charge of the largest borough, and I think with that and this event, which to me is about friends and family, I have my family here, I have friends here, but you cannot do the job that I do without all the tables over there, which is the Brooklyn Borough office. So I just want to congratulate the people over here, which are my district in Brooklyn, we have over 514 schools, and all I do is kind of manage and make sure that everybody over there has the support that they need. I couldn't do it without them. They do the best job. We have the best borough well, I think we have the best borough in the city, and I'm a Brooklyn person. So I want to thank everybody for coming out tonight. I want to thank the other honorees and congratulate them.
Democrat of the Year, John Brennan. John was the treasurer of Brooklyn Democrats for Change for many years. He's also the treasurer of Kevin's campaign. And I'm actually the treasurer of the New York State Young Democrats right now. So I understand what John was going through every January 15th and July 15th. Submitting filings for board elections is not a lot of fun, but it requires someone who is detail-oriented and knows how to follow the rules, and that's something both John and I share in common, but he's even better than me. Just a little bit about John before he comes up here. He went to college in the 1960s and cast his first vote for George McGovern against Richard Nixon, and he's voted for the Democrat in every presidential race since then. And he's also lived in Bay Ridge his entire life and raised his family here. His 3 sons all went to local public schools here, so another shout out to their teachers on this side. And he's been involved in local politics since the 1970s, and I know he has volunteered on campaigns up until very recently too. And he actually wrote the proposal to rezone Bay Ridge's special district in the face of Republican opposition. And I just, again, I can't say enough good things about him, and I want to bring him up here to accept the award.
I wrote the rezoning for Bay Ridge. It started, they were doing something on our block, and we met in Marty Golden's office with the developer and the Republican who was on the community board, who basically told us to give up. We lost that battle, but we did rezone Bay Ridge. You have to be out there and let the world know what you're doing. Because the Republicans are going to run right in there and take the credit. And people who aren't paying attention are going to give it to them. So be visible. Be good Democrats, work hard.
I brought along some certificates, citations from the New York City Council for each of your honorees. Each one has the official seal of the City of New York. So certainly, let me start with, is Donna May DiPaolo here?
She's not, but Kathy.
Oh, I thought it was going.
Kathy Guattari! Are you accepting the award for Donna May DiPaolo?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, Kathy.
She's not going to be accepted for the award.
You're shocked. Can always count on Kathy Guattari, right? And your labor leader Leader of the Year, Deborah Poulos. Deborah! And Deborah and I have been on the circuit tonight, right? Okay, and of course, the Democrat of the Year, and I certainly can endorse this, the Democrat of the Year, John Brennan. I got him mixed up. What can I tell you?